What's up, guys? Tobin here with you. I hope everybody's doing fantastic out there as we getting upon weekend time. Oh, we can all rest easy, man. What a stress! It was a stressful day in Dolphin land. You know, I almost feel in some ways like I was talking about this. I don't know, a couple shows back, and it was just like it really does feel like the Dolphins have had the most stress-free off season out of all the AFC East teams. Now, I do feel like stress has continued for the other teams, especially the Jets. Holy hell. But man, it has been a lot of frustrating stuff between, I don't really care about the offensive struggle so much, but the injuries have definitely been between Waddle being banged up, Jalen Ramsey, what happened to him a couple weeks back, and then today. Today was tough. Just to let everybody know, when you're doing the show live, dude, and you're reacting to this stuff on the fly. You're just reading tweets of a practice that's hundreds of miles away in Houston, and when you see Terron Armstead carted off on Twitter, it doesn't allow you a lot of time to process it on the air. You're just kind of like, oh, you're thinking the worst, and why wouldn't you think the worst? Because it's Terron Armstead. He gets hurt a lot. And you're thinking about how good this guy is. He's, I think, outside of Tua, probably the most irreplaceable Dolphin. You know, we look at Tua Tagovailoa, and you worry about his health, getting him protected. You worry about giving this team enough time. You know how good Terron Armstead is so good, you knew signing him that if you got 13 games from him, you're like, that's a win. That's a win. And certainly that was a thing last year. And it could have been wiped out week one, according to him. He could have gotten surgery week one. It could have been over. But he toughed through it. And the one thing I'll say about Terron Armstead, I appreciate him not only because he's really good, and not only because he is a really good leader for the team. He was like, Terron Armstead yesterday was having me feel so good because there's been so much angst over the offense, and he's just like, we got it, baby. We're good. We I like the rhythm that we're in. I was like, if Terron's happy, I'm happy. If he's good, I'm good. And then you get that news today. I'm just like, I was terrified, dude. And then Tyreek Hill, he comes up on the podium, and Tyreek Hill, I appreciate the levity in times like this, but I never know if Tyreek Hill is playing around or not.
We all know, man. I just said it. I need those other guys, for me to be able to make plays, and I feel like offensive line and defensive line are the most important people on the field. Obviously, receivers, we get the success, we get the glory, we get the Instagram followers and all that. But Terron is a huge part of our team, and I feel like he's more important than I am, because the left side, like, we need somebody to really like hold that side down, and just to see him go down, which I think is not serious. I'm sure he'll shake back, man. He'll be straight. Because as soon as it happened, I went up to him and said, "You straight?" He said, "Yeah, I'm straight, man. I'm just old."
I mean, I don't know if that actually happened with Tyreek. Like, Tyreek today was talking about, like, I don't watch film. And I'm just like, dude, he plays around too much. Like, he does. It's hilarious. I love the fact that he's like that. But, like, today, he's just like, what crazy thing can I say today? And today he was talking about, I don't watch film. And then comes back to it and doubles down and is like, yeah, instead of watching film, I look dudes up on Madden. And I'm just like, come on, dude. What? You can't believe that. I don't believe that. I'm sorry. I don't believe that Tyreek Hill is sitting here and he's like, I don't watch film. He was like going back. He's like, I have a football inside. I'm sure. Raised in football, birthed in football, knows football, not doubting his football knowledge. He doesn't watch film and he looks up Madden ratings. I mean, what? Anyway, I was like, there's no. I don't accept that. So I also was like, I don't know if to believe Tyreek Hill. But the one thing I'll appreciate is Terron Armstead, who knows, I'm sure, the narrative on him and knows that he's like, look, he doesn't want to be the guy who's always hurt, even though he's the guy that's always hurt. And you look at him and you're like, you can't afford it. We're just trying to figure out, like, this finally feels like, all right, you got to figure out this left guard thing. Hope that Austin Jackson's healthy. Maybe you throw Kendall Lamb in there if it's a disaster and you'll be okay. Don't take away my Terron Armstead. And so he gets his arms around this, his massive arms around this, and is like putting out video of himself walking, because the reports were that he couldn't put any weight on his legs. So he puts a video of himself walking, putting weight on his leg. Now, after that, he ended up going and getting, I guess, an MRI. And then we finally got like an official word on it, because he was on crutches, but it wasn't like a super use of the crutches, if you will, if that's science, if that's like a way to put it or whatever. So he's really trying to get out in front of this, which I appreciate. You want to know why? Because if you're on the Dolphins, you're not giving any answers about this because you don't have practice tomorrow. So what, are we not going to get an answer on Terron Armstead? Because then he's not going to play in the preseason game, quite obviously. Not that I want him to, but then you're going to be left to speculate. And that's a lot of days of stress. It's a lot. It was a lot of days with Jalen Waddle, where it's like, yeah, Jalen. You kind of just want, like, I wish everybody could kind of handle it like Armstead did. And so Terron Armstead tweeted out that he got landed on during a team run in practice today. Things like that happen in the trenches. Shrug emoji. When we just get up and get back to work. And that's what I do. Heart emoji. Mindset on week 1. So great. He is putting it out there. And then I think minutes later, Ian Rapoport, he comes out there and says, good news for offensive tackle Terron Armstead. He was carted off today. Lower leg injury. I'm told no surgery is necessary, and he'll work to be ready for week 1. Considering the various options, this is solid. So I guess it's not a guarantee that he'll be ready for week 1. Nobody says he's a lock for week 1, but it definitely could have been a lot worse. And quite frankly, if it would have been serious, this could have gone to a catastrophic training camp. You know, like I was already like, all right, I could talk myself out of not having Jalen Ramsey. The young guns are playing well. People are even talking themselves into Noah Igbenogany. Vic Fangio's got it handled. Cam Smith is exciting people. Okay, we can handle 1 star down. But Terron Armstead, only Uno going down could be worse. Only QB1 going down could make it. Even if Tyreek Hill went down. Because think about this. Like, even if Tyreek Hill went down, a killer. But at least you got Waddle. I think you could figure it out. You could last a little bit with Tyreek Hill, you know? I don't know if if the news came out today that Armstead was kaput for this. Oh man. Crazy. So there's that, man. There's that. I'm happy for Terron Armstead. I'm happy that he is doing better, and really, really good news from him. By the way, I caught up today. I was at a media workout. You guys know I like the fight game. I like MMA. I like boxing. I like all forms of combat sport, really. And so today, Jorge Masvidal, he was hosting a media workout for his main event fighter. Jorge Masvidal's in promotions now. And he was hosting former UFC heavyweight champion Junior Dos Santos, who I'm going to have a full interview coming up on Saturday night on my MMA show, Tapped Out. So I hope you guys can check that out. And great guy. I mean, really, really cool guy. Looks in insane shape. But I walk in there, and the first thing that I notice is like, hey, the Pouncey brothers are here. Why? And I just had to get the answer, and I was like, are they into fighting? Like, usually I kind of know the athletes that are like around, you know, because the fight world's a small world. The local Miami fight world's an even smaller world, and you're hard pressed to find many people I don't know in that world. And I don't recall the Pounceys ever kind of being around that. And I was like, what are they doing here? They're just kind of hanging. There's got to be a reason. Like they was at the Fifth Street Gym. It's too random a place for Mike Pouncey and his brother Marquise Pouncey to be, right? So Junior Dos Santos ends up doing his workout. Guy still hits really hard. Kicks really hard. Oof. And he's fighting another old guy in Fabricio Verdum, a guy that he's beat, but arguably one of the best heavyweights of all time in Fabricio Verdum, who also looks in phenomenal shape. I don't know how much they're testing for these guys, which I'm not even mad at. You know, they're old. Let them dip in the old Balco sauce. You know what I'm saying? But the Pouncey brothers were there, thin as hell now. I'm not going to lie. I was like, who's who? I wasn't quite sure. And then I looked on the gram and I'm like, Mike looks like he's rocking the no hair look. I think that's him, but I'm not sure. You know, Marquise let it grow out a little bit. So I was pretty sure I narrowed it down, but then I was just kind of observing and I was like, do I go and ask? What if they mess with me? Because if I was a twin, Lord knows I would mess with people. I would mess with dude I've never heard of. I've never interviewed Mike Pouncey. I think I've got him on the phone a couple times to talk to when I was producing the 790 back in the day. I got him on the phone a few times for Romberg, but never had a face-to-face with the Pouncey brothers. So, but also I don't even think many people knew who they were because most people that were there were fight people. And I ended up seeing the one I think is Mike. I'm like, that's Mike. And then he shouts out to his brother. He goes, "Hey, Keese." I was like, nailed it. Anyway, so the workout happens, and everybody's kind of venturing off. I got my camera out. I talked to Masvidal, get some footage of Junior Dos Santos and his media workout. I'll put that stuff up on the page. But I was like, hey, Mike. And he's like, hey, yes. I was like, hey, can I just get a couple minutes? Let me I just want to know what you're doing here, if that's cool. And he didn't have a problem with it. Him and his brother actually did it together. Turns out they are. I knew that they have a brewery, like they do alcohol now, but I guess they do tequila now too. And that is, I guess, the main sponsor of this fight coming up in Jacksonville on September 8th. So got the scoop from the Pouncey brothers on what they're doing. And they were on the way out, so I took 90 seconds of their time, not very much. I talked a little bit about what they were doing, if they were into fighting at all, and then I just asked them genuinely about what they think of the Dolphins this year, and they gave me a little snippet. So it was a fun thing.
So guys, can you tell me a little bit of what you're doing at Junior Dos Santos' workout here today?
Okay, so we're pretty much down here. We got involved with the Game Breed bare knuckle event. Our tequila is going to be the main sponsor for the event coming up here on September 8th, and they invited us to come down here today and see the legend go to work. So we're excited to be here today.
He has some power behind him too, man.
Yeah.
The other opponent better get ready, man. It's going to be exciting to see.
You guys are obviously both maulers on the field. What do you guys, when you see the fight game, have you guys ever tied anything with the fight game or thought about training it, anything like that? What attracted you to it?
Honestly, whenever we were playing football, we used to train up with the Black Zillions in Boca as a part of kind of just a regimen. We never ever thought about getting into it after ball. Just been a fan of it ever since then, and so we enjoy being involved with it with our alcohol company now, and so maybe we'll see. Maybe he'll be courageous enough to jump in there. I know I'm not.
I don't know.
Football?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, we grew up fighting each other, so I mean, I don't know. We can't judge it on each other now, but
no, we both competed well. It was just part of our workout. Never competed against each other. Just part of hitting the bag a bunch, trying to last rounds. But
I will tell you one thing: inside these boxing gyms, it's very hot.
Yeah,
so you guys get ready to start sweating the moment you start watching it.
Mike, just one quick Dolphins one, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem.
As a Dolphin this year, which is a really cool honor. What are your thoughts on the team coming into this year? The excitement level you have for them?
I think they're going to have a great year, man. It's all depending on how Tua stays healthy. I think he's going to be a great quarterback in this league. But our team's built to go and have a run at the Super Bowl. So hopefully they go out and win. We'll be there in the parking lot tailgating, watching the games from the outside. But we've been waiting a long time for a long time for the Dolphins to win. So we hope that they do it this year.
That's for sure.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Appreciate those guys giving me some time. Really, really cool of them. And appreciate Masvidal's Game Bread Promotions having out the media and JDS for the time this week. But it was a fun thing. Terron Armstead seems okay.